over the course of the last year, I think it's pretty safe to say that we've all been awed by the apparent unlimited power of the NSA to just penetrate every part of our life and find out everything we're doing. But it turns out that in many ways, they're just regular people. They make all sorts of mistakes like we would. And so here we have Tom Matzey. He's the former head of MoveOn.org's political action group in D.C. And he was on a train. He was on Amtrak's Acela service. And he overheard someone having a conversation. It was actually retired General Michael Hayden, former ex-NSA chief. And he decided to live tweet the conversations that Hayden was having. And so we've got a number of awesome tweets about the incredibly in-depth, behind-the-scenes stuff that he was leaking to these reporters, anonymously, of course, you should bear in mind. And so here are the tweets he was sending out. This is Tom Matzey saying, former NSA spy boss Michael Hayden on Acela behind me blabbing on background as a former senior administrative official. Sounds defensive. So I like he gave us some tonal context there. Goes on to say, Hayden was bragging about rendition and black sites a minute ago. So it seems like a nice guy. Likes rendition, likes black sites. Michael Hayden on Acela giving reporters disparaging quotes about administration. Remember, just refer as former senior admin. So as you see, being anonymous, not willing to stand behind what he's saying with his actual name. And finally, for now, on Acela, listening to former NSA spy boss Michael Hayden give off-record interviews. I feel like I'm in the NSA, except I'm in public. And so that's cute. I like the little snark there.
All right. So a couple of things we learned from this. Number one, the NSA is not nearly as savvy as sometimes they're made out to be. You know, like you go to other countries, they'll like, if it rains, they're convinced it's the CIA, right? Everything's the CIA. Now they know the NSA a little bit, so everything's the NSA. No, here's the former head of the NSA, like on a public train, like, oh, well, let me tell you something else, okay? The black sites that we were running totally secretly, well, I'll tell you all about it on a public train.
There's one here and here.
Right. And apparently, the good news is they're not really monitoring liberal groups. Because if the head of the NSA can't recognize Tom Matzey, which is who is, you know, I don't know, among the top 20, top 100, certainly progressives in the country, right? Well, maybe they weren't looking into progressives as much as we thought.
And they did eventually see these tweets were going out, which we'll get to a little bit. But yeah, it took them a little while. So we're not at any of the state levels of surveillance apparently just yet, at least in terms of tweets.
Yeah, but the most telling substantive point here is, look at how they operate, right? Anonymous, former senior administration official, sounds like he's on Obama's side. Now, Obama did have him in his administration as a Bush holdover. Now, how many times did I say on this show, don't have the Bush guys in, they're going to screw you in 800 different ways. So one of those ways is after they leave, they give anonymous quotes as if, which gives them more credibility.
Exactly.
Right? As if they're on Obama's side, former senior
insider, from the administration. Am I the only one, though, that is utterly shocked as to how absolutely stupid this move was? Because I tell you this, no joke. I was on a flight from New Orleans last weekend, and I was on the phone. I was recounting my weekend with my girlfriend, dishing the dirt. And the guy beside me, after I hung up the phone, hey, good fun weekend with the guy. I'm like, what the hell? Like, people have no shame. They overtly eavesdrop and listen to your conversations and then think they can converse with you about it, which obviously this guy kind of does.
Was it Tom Matzey?
I used to, but I know not to talk
to you. But you know not to say it. So clearly people are like bold these days.
Yeah.
So I cannot believe this guy's this stupid, but clearly so.
Yeah.
Well, on planes, we're sitting almost in each other's laps.
Well, this is
and soon maybe closer.
So you knew they're listening in, but they have to be savvy enough not to say it.
Not to say it. That's just crazy. And even in the airport, when you think, you're looking around kind of desolate, but, here you go.
Yeah, no, Hayden is apparently from the Sterling Archer School of hiding classified information.
Sterling Archer, though, secretly a really good agent. Like
very good at the physical end of it.
No, he's
by the way, best thing I found out this hour, I like that you watch Archer.
Yeah. What I don't know is the fact is Matzey did as good a job as he could. He was only hearing half the conversation. So we don't really know. We don't know what he said or to whom. Right. But it's interesting that he was probably talking on background about black sites and NSA activities. But somehow Eric Snowden is a giant threat to the future of the United States of America.
That's a great point.
I mean, those chat it up all he wants and to the Washington Post or whatever other reporter he's talking to, and it's fine.
Yeah.
At some point, Matzey overheard him talking to what he believed was a Time magazine reporter. Right. And black sites are as classified as it gets. If he's talking about that, it's probably more sensitive than anything Snowden leaked. But it's okay because he's defending them. So he's just putting that out there.
Yeah.
Now, here comes the fun part about the picture.
Yeah, so let's jump ahead. Actually, he eventually they found out who he was. He was questioning whether or not he should try to get a photo with Hayden. He eventually did. So why don't we bring that up?
He's
oh
like,
no,
"Well-"
I think that's actually the guy from that '70s show. Do we have one with Michael Hayden? And then finally, he says on the pic, his office called him, and then he graciously offered me an interview. We talked about the Fourth Amendment and foreign spying.
And he said he was a good guy. We just disagree.
Yeah, gentlemen,
Yeah.
just
He's a
disagree.
gentleman. We just disagree.
Which was my favorite
We
part.
disagree, and sometimes when we disagree, foreign journalists are killed in black sites. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. Look, it's a tough thing. When you meet someone in person, 9 out of 10 times, they seem like good guys, and that's because they love their family and they think they're doing the right thing. They don't think they're doing the wrong thing. It doesn't mean they actually are good guys. Michael Hayden's done a lot of terrible things. He's actually a pivotal character in taking away our rights, in some of the worst abuses during the Bush administration. That's why it was almost literally criminal for Obama to keep him for any part of his administration. And then he gets to go around telling everybody, I'm a former Obama administration official, and I disagree with Obama, and throws Obama under the bus, as Matzi overheard.